Hello everyone, this is Madness from the Marvel Guardians USPS Heroes League. I'm here with Diva and today we will bust some myths about which superchargers are better for trawlers and show you exactly how all 6 trawler superchargers work and their advantages. I learned a few things doing this video and I hope you do as well. First, in order to test the different superchargers with 4 different characters, we decided to gear them up with tier 2 gear and lock their vitalization at 776. This is in order to avoid confusion on whether a supercharge is better than the other based on the number that appears. We know that this is a very small number, but it will serve our purpose. Secondly, we lock ourselves in combat mode using the sparring targets. We do this in order to prevent out of combat self-powered regeneration. Lastly, we group our tier 2 trawlers with a fully geared tier 6 DPS. By having a T6 DPS with a tier 2 troll, we can avoid filling up the power bar quickly and better capture the power out by the supercharge in the combat log. The superchargers I will test here today with you are Quantum's Event Horizon, Hardlight's Group Shielding, Mental's Bastion, Gadget's Battle Drone, the iconic Word of Power, and Super Speed's Speed Drain. The preparations have been made and we are ready to share the results with you. We will begin with Quantum's Event Horizon. Diva will be using her Quantum Troll Diva Pride to show us how Event Horizon works. Event Horizon is a 50% supercharge that protects yourself and 7 other teammates from damage and restores power over time. While active, enemy attacks deal damage back to your attackers. Event Horizon is a group shield that can protect a whole raid, and not only does it protect them, it will reflect the damage and provide a huge burst of power. I'm here with Scott and I will empty my power bar in order to see the effect of Quantum Supercharge. Here in the combat log, we can see that Event Horizon healed me 6 times for a total of 887 power. Note that we had 6 ticks of 148 or 147 and none of the ticks were a critical. This is because of our lack of mods and skill points. We did not use mods and spec minimum skill points for testing purposes. This makes our critical chance extremely low. Expect more criticals and better numbers with proper gear, but 887 power is what I'm looking for and what I will use to compare it with the other superchargers. Next up is Diva Psylocke with Mental's Bastion. Mental Bastion's description is similar to Event Horizon. It will protect yourself and 7 other group members from incoming damage and restore power over time. While active, some incoming damage will be directed back at your attackers. Bastion is also a 50% supercharge, just like Event Horizon. Bastion is Mental's Group Shield Supercharge that can protect a whole raid. It will reflect the damage while also providing a huge burst of power. Let's see how it compares to Event Horizon. Taking a look at the combat log, we see again 6 ticks of power between 147 and 149 for a total of 887, the same as Event Horizon. Now we will go to our villains in order to do some testing with Hardlight using Diva Carousel. Same thing as heroes, we equipped her with T2 gear and made sure her vitalization was exactly 776. Hardlight's supercharge is called Group Shielding. Like expected, this supercharge protects up to 7 teammates, reflects the damage, and provides burst power. Let's see if there are any differences between this supercharge and the other ones we just tested. Remember, the total output for the other supercharges was 887 with 6 power ticks of 147 to 149. Let's see the supercharge in slow motion. This time, the numbers are higher with ticks of 177, but to make up for the higher number, we only have 5 ticks instead of 6. Our total power out is still similar with a total of 885. Don't be fooled by the smaller number. The amount is relatively equal to the other two supercharges, and it is just as good as Bastion and Event Horizon. One thing you might have not noticed is that with less ticks, we have fewer opportunities for a critical, which might make the other two supercharges more appealing, but again, a critical from Group Shielding will be higher than a critical from the other two. All three supercharges are equivalent, with Group Shielding going for bigger but fewer numbers. We will now go back to the Watchtower to do some testing with Starlord Madness at Super Speed Gadget Stroll. In my loadout, I have Speed Drain, Battle Drone, and Word of Power. I will first show you Word of Power so you can see how it stacks up with Bastion, Event Horizon, and Group Shielding. Word of Power is another 50% supercharge that every power set has access to, because it is an iconic power. It is very similar to the other supercharges we just tested, but it has a key difference: it lacks a Group Shield. I cannot recommend using Word of Power because in sacrificing its defensive capabilities, it gains very little in return. Unlike the other supercharges, Word of Power has a knockback and stun that applies an electric PI, and it also heals yourself. Note that the healing is moderate and it only affects the caster. Other team members are not affected by the healing. Also, the stun is unreliable. It has a delay and it is point blank melee range. In my experience, it is always better to prevent damage rather than repair it. By using a Group Shield, you get to prevent a lot of damage for you and your teammates, while Word of Power will only heal you for the same amount it will have prevented. If you have a full health bar, the healing will go to waste, while the shield will stay with you for a couple seconds after casting in case you get hit. But, although the shield is nice to have, the main reason trolls use a supercharge is to regenerate its power. So let's see what numbers Word of Power produces. Here in the combat log, we see that Word of Power healed 177 of power 5 different times. These are the same numbers we got from Hardlight's Group Shielding. There is a lot of confusion on whether Word of Power give out more power than the other supercharges, and I hope this proves that that is not the case. It gives the same amount as the Group Shields, but it doesn't have a Group Shield, just the power part. Because of this, if you're Mental, Hardlight, or Quantum, I recommend to stick with your own power supercharge and avoid Word of Power. There is another supercharge for speedsters called Speed Drain. I will show you the numbers Speed Drain produces and share an interesting bit of information. Very interesting, let's watch that again. As you can see, it produces 6 power ticks of 147, similarly to Bastion and Event Horizon. But do you notice anything else? Unlike the other supercharges we just tested, Speed Drain gives power not only to your teammates but to their pets and other nearby allies not in your group. Speed Drain does not have a Group Shield, but with recent updates improving pets and pets becoming more popular, I can imagine a few scenarios where this supercharge will come in handy. Still, if I had access to a Group Shield, I would definitely spec into the Group Shield. But what if you're Gadgets? Gadgets is the only troll power that does not have a Group Shield. It does however have an excellent alternative called Battle Drone. Battle Drone is a pet supercharge that's cheaper at 35%, making it an excellent choice as it becomes available sooner and can be used more often. But is it effective? Let's summon it and find out. Battle Drone is very different to the other supercharges. It is a pet that stays in play for 30 seconds, and while it is alive, it releases a power over time that stacks with the troll's power over time. This is great, as you will have basically 2 power over time stacked together for the life of the pet. Also, as you can see, this power over time from Battle Drone works like Speed Drain, meaning that it gives power to your teammates, their pets, and any other nearby ally not in your group. But it does not end there. When Battle Drone exits the game, either because its timer ran out or it died because of damage, it will release a huge burst of power. The POT released from Battle Drone is very small, but it ticks every second instead of every 5 seconds. To compare it with the other supercharges, I will just focus on the power heals on Diva. We basically have, ignoring all the criticals, 30 ticks of 24 power each, plus a burst at the end of 521 for a total of 1241. That's 30% more power out than all the other superchargers, and the supercharger is cheaper. With the extended supercharged tactical chest mod and a full bar, you can summon the battle drone 4 times back to back. That's non-stop power for 2 whole minutes. This is great, not only for solo trolling play, but for boss battles. There are some details you should be aware of. The AI of the pets leave much to be desired, and they can get in the way for runs like Odyssey feats. Also, if you are, for example, using Stasis Field as a defensive buff, or to control the Manhunters in A and B, it might be a bad idea to have Battletron up, as he loves to hit encasements and make them fly all over the place. Lastly, although it gives the most power out, it does during an extended amount of time. If you're in a raid that needs power now, then you need to be aware of Battletron functionality. What I do is to try and use Battletron a little early, and 5 to 10 seconds before the timer runs out, I call it out to the group so they're aware of the incoming final burst. As a Gadget troll, I use Battletron on my main troll loadout, but I do have an alternative loadout with speed drain that I use in occasion. If I was not super speed, I will then use Word of Power for situations where Battletron could get in the way. In conclusion, if you're Mental, Hardlight, or Quantum, stick to your Group Shield, as it is the better choice. If you're Gadgets, go for Battletron, but be aware of certain situations it might be less useful, and switch it for Water Power or preferably Speed Drain. That's all for today, and thanks for watching.